Valkyrie. Honestly, I've been thinking throughout this match, I don't think they've been doing anything wrong. There's nothing, it's like super glaring that Valkyrie are making mistakes or anything like that. It's just Divine Ascension. They're just taking sites, taking names, and winning all the engages.
30 seconds
and so far,
left.
they haven't done that this round. They just lose the 1 versus 1. It's just 50-50s, right? You gotta hit the shot. And this time, Valkyrie, they have 2 players that have done so. 3 teleports, but all the information's out. There's no Omen. There's no Yorus. They know that all 3 are right now stacked up in hookah. There's only 15 seconds to play with. Divine Ascension just have to go, and there's so many people still here. Inside a pocket, the Raze should at least get
left.
1. The fucking plant is allowed, actually. But the lockdown ad should end up falling. What? Is it a 1 health Teddy? Gets another kill. That's very, very fortunate, but I don't think ad's gonna get out in time. It's not gonna happen. There is a 1 to 10, and Teddy has missed a very, very big opportunity. A second one presenting himself right underneath Hugo, but is he gonna spawn him? He does! And Ad gets another one. Wait a minute, this has become an absolute disaster for Valkyrie. They have every right now to win this round, but the spray through the wall comes through. In the corner, Cappy sits and falls. That's a 6th round for DA. Absolutely unreal.
That was unreal from Teddy. No way you hit that shot off the most beautiful flick I've seen. An excellency. That was sensational from this star player, and that's what you need to pull out rounds like those. They've pulled out plenty, but that one goes counter logic to what I was thinking. It's been pretty black and white Valorant from here forward, and honestly, the previous rounds have been just so cut and dry. You know, you group up, you take your site, you default, and then all of a sudden when you get a pick, when you win in gun fight, you just push with your numbers advantage. But that was something special. Teddy's gonna open it up, but here comes the kill feed, just like Swiss cheese, holes being drilled. But all of a sudden, there's all holes on the blue side because
Last
only
player
Cappy and
standing.
Fox to hold. But as I say that, it's all up to Cappy.
That was a bit awkward, I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of fights. And they took very, very long outside of hookah, and thank goodness that Divine Ascension, I mean, for their sake, thank goodness they won them all. At least almost all of them. There was the last one. Not too much of a surprise, but Valkyrie, I mean, there was a chance. Like I mentioned before, it's just up to the shots landing, and for a good, like, what, 10 seconds there were no shots landing from both sides, even though Divine Ascension had rifles. So, I mean, very fortunate that they're up 7-1. Who knows? Maybe it's just a warm-up game for Valkyrie. Maybe it's a warm-up, I don't know, 8 rounds. We'll see. It's still, the comeback is still possible. There are 4 more in this half, and now everyone's got a full rifle. Militarization's gonna buy up, and right. I mean, even on Divine Ascension, it's not like they're playing perfectly. Right? We got the Reyna here, which should be one of the highest fragging duelists on the server, sitting at 2-7. Not the best scoreline, almost matching Ramen on the other side. But the thing is, Ramen, he's on the smoker, he's on the Astra, he's playing StarCraft the entire time. Like, he's not meant to get kills. But Militarization, he's kind of being carried by the rest of his team. The fact that they're up 7-1, again, it's fortunate, but maybe if Valkyrie can take advantage of the fact that the Reyna is not having that much impact, that one player isn't exactly doing his or her job, maybe they have something to pull back a comeback. But for now, we have to see them shut down every other member because they're coming right into hookah. There goes a flash. Be one of the best pieces of utility that she can manage to give. Shot straight through the wall, and of course, barely winning that gunfight. Very, very nice. Militarization right on the site. They all go, and a flash straight through. Devin, the wins 2, in fact, and he was able to take another fight. Hold on a second, no reload then. Militarization takes him out and is able to dismiss away, so stays alive. 3 versus 3. Is doing so much in this round. Has already doubled his kills.
Spike planted.
And Spike even getting planted. It's anyone's round at this point. Off shot missing, and the one player able to get inside of hookah, so pinched inside the site are 2 of these attacking players. It's gonna be so awkward because you see Cappy still is worrying about behind him, but the thing is, Ramen tries to take a fight with the Reyna, wins it out. At least Cappy is the one to do that. But it's still a 1 versus 1. That's so ridiculous. All the trades back and forth, but Spite ends the zipper and takes the 2nd round for Valkyrie at the end of the day.
Oh, Caster Curse is so real, Falcon. We were just praising Teddy's flick and a whiff. Oh, that one's got to hurt. And Spite with a 1v2 will keep them in it. I'm not sure if Valkyrie are too comfortable after a win like that. And things definitely were not looking their way. No reason, honestly, to give up that round if you're DA. Hold your crossfire, hold your angles. Don't get greedy for the kills. And instead, they blunder once. But I mean, that's it. They blunder once, and it's going to require a lot more. We'll see what the buy looks like. So far, Devin in the operator hands. We'll see if he can show us anything that we haven't seen before. Would be nice to see him pop off, but Teddy just purchases another one. The econ was so good. They've been so dominant so far. Gets a little bit of info, but Cappy all of a sudden appears and knocks down Teddy. That's a huge pick in the beginning stages of this round.
That's simply just not allowed. Like, you can't do that. It's just, what? There's a res. I think that's what they want to go for, but the wall is just deleted. Oh, Cappy, hold on a second. Gotta pay attention still to the rest of your angles. The smoke comes out and somehow this man stays alive. And even the knife misses. I don't think there's any information gained. Spite does drop off the angle, so maybe there was something there to be gained, but there's another shot missed with the operator. So many misses coming out short A right now. It's so awkward. Cappy gets another one, but he gets shut down by the player that he took out at the start of the round. Devin, though, peeks out through the smoke, and it's still a winnable round for Valkyrie, especially after this KO gets knocked onto the floor, and 2 instant kills at the end of the round. Secures it once more for the fight.
There is Devin, and the operator shows up in heaven and puts in a whole hell of a lot of work there. Really does a lot to deny the later stages of the push, but I gotta give credit to Cappy. Getting that headshot on Teddy is no easy task, and I mean, he's playing Phoenix, so he's quite literally playing with fire, but I mean, that was very dangerous, and if you die there all of a sudden, that round probably swings in the other direction. But Cappy with the confidence to step up, make the play necessary, and maybe there's something here in this half scene. Best you could ask for is a negative finish, but maybe they can at least grab a few on the back end. Devin again opens up, and this time he finds Pirate. Here comes the assault, heading straight out onto the site. His Fox is the first one to drop. Now Spite trying to re-engage. Teddy's in this tube, 1 HP. There's a sprayable. He's moving, doesn't matter. Remil able to trade him back. Cappy on the flank though. Remilitarization should have heard this. Does he know though? He has his knife out, but no! Cappy gets pulled back, and Devin now Ramen all trying to re-enter. 1 HP on this Reyna.
Oh, I'm not sure if they understand that the Reyna is still present. They heard 2 teleports and the plant is going down, so they expect so many players right on this B site. Yeah, the Reyna, she's absolutely low right now. There's 1 bullet left to kill her. But the thing is, she's got an ultimate and a massive flank behind the entire enemy lines. They have to go so fast. There is a wall again for the defense, so now pressure for both sides. But the thing is, Divine Ascension, they can wait. They can be as patient as they possibly want. And right, what? No. The tap comes through, but it doesn't matter. He's so ready for it, and even right from the backline. Now, finally, the Reyna activates, but does the player last alive? Needs to go for both tools. The player sticking it behind the wall. Ramen has the angle. It's so perfect from Valkyrie. That was a beautiful round for him.
That was a huge one for them. Not only did their game plan pay off, but even when it starts to get a little bit messy on that B site, they have the intellect to pull away, go towards A, and play around that wall. It's so well done. Even the flank doesn't matter. They had enough members alive to cover it. Even though Cappy initially goes down the defuse, but that is a huge one, not only for the scoreline, obviously, but for their mentals, as they can say, hey, even when things get a little bit awkward, we're able to adapt on the fly against the likes of someone like Teddy, who's been caught out a couple times earlier on. But here we go. Now it's Devin's time to pay the price. Greedy defensive picks on that operator sometimes turn into lost sights. And here comes the assault. They won out.
I mean, that's certainly it, right? Fox is in the smoke, and so many bullets coming both directions. For the time being, he does stay alive, drops all the way back, and the Phoenix is almost ready to help support, but the rocket, he goes wide, way too wide. The shots land as well from Spite, and at the end of the day, it's just a zipper in the kill feed again, but Cap last alive, can't do anything this time. He's tried so hard, but a 1 versus 3 is a bit too much. 8-4 is the scoreline going into half number 2.
Honestly, Falcon, now that we have a chance to breathe, I'm going to say that's not too bad for Valkyrie. The way things were starting, I didn't have as much faith in them, but it's slowly starting to come back. Maybe not the kill score or the actual round count, but I think the way they've been playing these rounds out, minus a couple of the sloppy interactions there, like, yeah, Devin dies early on, and of course you're going to lose the round. They're just going to bum rush the site, and then you have to take some awkward retake. But when they get their game plan, when they set up properly, it ended up working out. I think they have the skill to match. On offense, this is a whole different story. Now they have to get creative. Now they really have to push the limits of what they can do on their creative bits of shot calling and see if there's enough in the playbook here to pull out something impressive, because we know the moment has Teddy as operator, excuse me, things get really dangerous. Every single angle of approach, you have to use a piece of utility to try to flush him out. But for now, get one pick. Is it enough to force an approach, though? For now, it's just holding back, maybe rotating on over. Cappy's on waiting, though.
I mean, poking and prodding absolutely everywhere. The stars go through, and I think the U-Haul has already been taken. Devon's got such a forward position. Plant going down. They have all the control they need to secure that, and it goes just the way Ramen wanted. And Devon, even another kill on a pirate. It's so good. Cappy, another headshot. So far, it's all Valkyrie this round. The shocks are so perfect as well. Ad almost goes down from that. Thank goodness he's Sage. Get himself healed back up. But 2 versus 5. There's only one player that's low on Valkyrie. Ghost in hand for only one of Divine Ascension. Not be very realistic. The right click needs to land. At least he gets one, but Ramen an instant trade, and Spite with the stereo kill at the end of the day. 5 rounds for Valkyrie, the second pistol 1, and now there's a very big chance for a comeback.
Okay, not too bad at all. Again, even when things get a little bit sloppy on their side, they have the patience to pull away, and we'll see if there's something really to be had here. And I just don't know what the game plan here is. Whether you try to full rush again and just really force the issue. I think that's what they're gonna do. They have 5 Spectres, so run and gun is a very legitimate option at this point for them, and it looks like that's gonna be the plan. They're gonna chuck out one nade to clear out that U-Haul area. There you go. That's gonna make sure no one can swing around this with a classic easy one tap or something like sawed off, and here they go. Nice. Yeah, Spite, nice win on the duel. They're gonna force the last member out. That's the win you want. Very clean. If they can keep all 5 guns, this is really good.
I mean, that's literally the one thing that's maybe giving Divine Ascension a chance, right? A shorty inside the U-Haul. I mean, it's gone. There's nothing to be had. Devon even gets another kill and is ready for Ad swinging around the corner. I'm going to say that. Gets crossfired, but still a chance. Cappy, though, with a pistol, he doesn't even need this bigger weapon. And Spike is the one that's low, but shot's not even going to be fired by remilitarization. That's a long name. Maybe that's his punishment for having a name that long, but whatever the case, 6 to 8 Valkyrie. So, I mean, this is the swing round, so this one could go anyway. Divine Ascension, this is where they have to step up to try and win this.
Yeah, this is definitely a critical round to watch. If you want to watch the flow of the way game 1 and really an entire series can go, this should be the round to determine. Obviously, this eco here, with keeping those guns from the last round. And if you can win on this, it really breaks the bank here for the enemy team. But you're not meant to win it. That's the thing. You have rifles, you have an Odin on Ad as well, so should be outgunned at every turn. But that is the burden of the offense. You can create these angles, even if you don't necessarily have the armament to win duels. Oh my goodness. You can still win them at a moment's notice. Shock Dart not able to find it, but Ad is going to just lay down the hammer here. It's going to be so hard to push through a Sage with an Odin waiting for you to jump out.
Oh,
my God,
it's so close too. Like Devon's taking damage, and Ad technically has taken like a bullet or something, like through a wall.
One
of
word.
the Spectres.
Cringe.
I mean, yeah. Long. Hold on, Reyna. I think there was a spot there. Yeah, there was a little spot in a fight. I think Sova does take another hit, but they go back towards his A, straight to the smoke, and he tries to fire. The thing is, his trace is giving him away. He needs to go right back. Cappy even gets another kill, straight to a box contract, triple angle, and more fights over in U-Haul. If you mentioned run and gun, it is viable. That's exactly what you do with those weapons, and straight through U-Haul they go. That's exactly what they take advantage of. Leave one there. Cappy inside the shower position, and this plant is being covered from every single angle. But now, Spite, though, there is an issue because he's been taken out of the U-Haul position, and even the spray transfer. No way! Cappy is absolutely doing all the work right now for Valkyrie. Top of the scoreboard, 16, ending with a triple in the round. What is this guy doing to win these?
That was beautiful from Cappy, really just waiting out. If he doesn't take that initial engagement behind triple, he has all the surprise factor. Even though they were pre-aiming, they were looking in the shower's direction, it still isn't enough. Cappy, huge play there. And all of a sudden, that's a breaking round now. It's all about Valkyrie and what they can do. This was DA's game to lose, and now it's Valkyrie's to win because they are the ones with the bank. They are the ones who are supposed to win this round. All of a sudden, the scoreboard becomes that much closer. Teddy and Vibes going to try to force some shenanigans here around close range. Cappy's going to spot it out, though, through the gap in the smoke. He's heard one more moving. Certainly, the deagle shot's not able to find it. Vibe trying to get something cheeky in, but no, and it's all Valkyrie. The scoreboard is red and dead. RDA, because this one is a comeback story to be written.
I respect it. Like you can't really say anything. That's the only option that Divine Ascension really have, right? Is you got to go in, take the close range fights, and you know where you're advantaged. But when it doesn't work out, there's nothing to do. So well done from Valkyrie to secure an 8th. Now it's all tied up.
Flawless.
It'd be really good for Reina to get at least one frag, take a rifle away or something. But Devin just ends up denying completely, and 5 guns surviving. Bank is out of the world. Like it's Cappy's maxed. He was at 9k. He bought his armor back. But Valkyrie have literally 2 extra buys in their pocket. Even if they just all die, no bomb plants, it doesn't even matter. They have 2 solid extra buys.
So what do you call that? Is that BM if you just literally stand there, let them kill you, and then buy again and win the next round? I think that's greater than BM. Is there a word for that? I'm not in the Valorant culture.
That would be rude. I mean, I don't think there's anything else to say. Spite. I mean, I would have spite.
Silence.
Oh my god.
Oh my.
I think,
Gosh,
I mean,
man.
what I mentioned before, right? I mean, 5 rounds to warm up, or 7 rounds to warm up. And it seems like that's happening. Valkyrie are hitting every headshot.
You're dead.
Oh,
You want it?
Sure, yeah, okay. Teddy, at least one. He's got to win that fight, right? Close range operator and shutting down the ultimate. Denying any more information and any more blasting of the site that comes from this Phoenix, at least with his second life. And the wall goes out, technically allowing him to get out, but they're not going to. They're sitting pretty. They know that Divine Ascension are the ones that have to push right now. The pressure's on the defense going forward, and they're taking so many risks. I mean, they have to. They have no idea where these people are sitting, and they know finally the flash is coming out of the showered position, but it looks like Valkyrie, I mean, they have everything to win the round. There should be no way. There's a Sova ulti, there's a wall, and all Divine Ascension have is knives. Unless they have a lineup for the KO knife, there's no way. Yeah, they're just going back. They know they've already conceded the round.
This is honestly getting really, really interesting because Divine Ascension were really running things earlier on. They were the ones in control of this game, but that looks like indecision and hesitation. And when you see a team waiting around, trying to buy their time, looking for an angle to retake with a spike is ticking that low, either you have to set up for exits. Hesitation in any game doesn't do you much, and especially in Valorant when the game is decided literally in seconds, if not milliseconds, you have to be prepared, and that was anything but from DA. And I'm hoping they're back on their saddle here because Teddy not being confident to swing those angles, only looking at the run it back isn't enough. You need more. There was still a Hunter's Fury on the back end of that all. You called it out at the very end, plus an Astro Wall. So honestly, just set up for exits. Understand that this round's not yours. And apparently the next one, because Devin's found a headshot. Spite's got one with the paint shells. And now you're in a 3v5 where Valkyrie are probably going to take the lead.
Take flight.
Wall going on. They're still being cautious. I like it. Both teams showing utmost respect for one another, but and they know they're spending so much. They've taken so much as well. They know the Jet's up in heaven. They see the KO back site. Max 1 on B, but in fact, there's absolutely nothing here. Site's going to be taken. This is absolutely beautiful from Valkyrie. And I mentioned in the first half as well, I don't think they were doing anything wrong. Like, they were actually playing their defense how you're supposed to play defensive on Valorant. Like, you play 2-3, you set up, and you go for plays where you need to, but they're so disciplined in everything. And the only problem was they weren't landing their shots. And now, as we've seen from the entries, they land every shot. Not often do they miss. And Spite actually goes down to Ad, so that's a very nice kill. But the operator's fallen because of a nice flank. Ad's got another. Wait a minute. Very, very low on health. There should be no winning this round, but you can recover a rifle. It'd be pretty nice. But now, don't make me eat my words now. Okay. Happy ends up cleaning it up. But yeah, Valkyrie, they're making all the entries happen. Every single first engage and second engage so far in the past 2 rounds have gone the side of Valk.
Yeah, and again, that round is lost within the first, 10 seconds of it beginning, and I feel like that's the way that Valkyries really press their lead, is they find these aggressive angles, I'll call them. They're not hard pushing. They're just taking the peak the moment the round starts. And for some reason, DA are willing to challenge them on it. I mean, if you believe you can win the gunfight, sure, that's one thing, but statistically, that's not happening right now. So you have to respect it. Now they're on a half buy, and we'll see if there's anything. Again, you're looking at these close angles, you're looking at the judge, looking at the Ares and seeing, maybe there's a lucky play to be had, but Spite takes the wide end of the hookah approach. There's one in the corner here, though. This could be awkward. Nope, just kidding. Devin nails him to the ground. Teddy on the flank has been heard. Only has the knives to deal with, but this should just be another Valkyrie win. Plant gone down, and all about the entrance. But again, on a half buy, you don't have the armament to force your way out. Spike denies ad. Teddy and Wives all go down. A flawless win, the first one of the game, actually, and it comes through this late. And it seems as if Valkyrie are picking up headwind in this series.
I mean, I don't think that's the first one in the game. I think Valk had one like at the end of last half. It's a second. But I can see why you think that, because Divine Ascension, I mean, they had 8 rounds, right? They had literally 8 rounds in the first half. And now they still have 8 rounds. It's been 7 more. They have lost 7 rounds in a row. And what? The scoreline might seem close right now, but that's because, again, Divine Ascension won 8 rounds in the first half. And they have not had any success in the second. Valkyrie, I honestly don't know. Like, what? I honestly can't say the Divine Ascension are doing everything right. It's not like they're playing like Valkyrie on their defense, because they're pushing up. They're trying to go for early engages, and finally, this is the one round in which they don't, right? They sit back on the site. They have the operator actually back in B, which is quite weird, if I might say so myself. But Cappy punishes the one player that's, again, pushed up inside garden. There's a backwards flash, but he doesn't turn fast enough, so player just peeks right on through and takes out the long B player. Eddie's still here defending this A site, walking straight in. Are they going to be disciplined enough to check it? They technically do, but Eddie wins out in the reaction battle. He sprays straight to the box, not going to land any shots. Devin is in the corner, maybe ready to catch something. Teddy's walking right in. He's not going to expect the silver right here. Undisciplined, and he again gets punished for it. And Valkyrie, they're playing so solid right now. Everything is so just... It makes sense. Ad's caught behind, the comms are out, and it's Cappy the one to take the engage. But he's got another chance to take a second fight. They're going to go right away. It's so smart from Valkyrie. I love everything I'm seeing from this team. Straight towards B. They know both players on the defense are still present on this A site, and Divine Ascension are worried. They don't know what's happening right now. They're keeping one at this A. Wibes has a rifle technically back sight, but he's not ready for this fight. Devin with a perfect peek at the flawless time, and even a drones to confirm that Serena is indeed coming from this spawn position. I mean, what do you do? Divine Ascension, it's just first half you were winning fights, and second half now you're just not. It is the light switch of their personal performance.
And this one started DA favorite. I mean, they got a couple fights to go their way, but then you peak a little bit too aggressive. You can even see Devin playing with his food here on the very end. He knows this round is over, just trying to bait out to make sure that shot's there. He's just going to escape here through the portal. Does he get in time? I think he gets through. Nope, just kidding. No. Devin dies just barely. But it doesn't matter. They're so rich. They can buy up those guns in a heartbeat, and that's the BM we were talking about, Falcon. They all should have died. They should have held hands around the bomb. That's the mental fortitude that you need to force some kind of round mitigation, but there is nothing to be had, and all of a sudden match point here is looking not too shabby from DA. From Valkyrie, because DA have really let off the gas. There's just, slight errors here and there, but there's no strategy. There's no crazy macro play. It's just winning the gun duels, honestly, is winning them this game. And now up showers, Teddy's just trying some desperation attempt, but I think he might be known. Yeah, there's your top frag gone. It was desperation into tears. Oh, this one's gonna be a river.
That's two amazing shots from Devin. What are you gonna say? Perfect headshots. I mean, you can check that angle, actually. I'm not sure if his foot was spotted, but you can look at the left side of the door from the outside. The Jet can't see you. Oh, no. What?
Oh, my.
No way. He's on for an ace. Got all 3. 2 versus 5. There is no winning this round. It's just how much confidence can be instilled in this form of Valkyrie. He's got a 4th as well. It's absolutely unreal. One more player. He's been here the whole time. Why is the last one alive? They're going to give it to him. Every single kill. Devin finishing off that first map in a fashion that is beautiful from Valkyrie. Coming back. What's that? 9 rounds in a row. That's unreal. That doesn't happen ever.
Yeah, that is unheard of. That is ridiculous from Valkyrie. There's so much to talk about. I mean, you can talk about the mental that you need to be able to come back from a deficit like that, even when things were so rough in the early game. You could talk about the skill that you have to literally take down some of the best players we have in Excellency, players like Teddy, that many times without ever dying to a cheeky operator angle or to a cheeky play like that in Shower. Or you can talk about the teamwork that it requires to put on a game plan and put on a game face that many rounds in a row without slipping once. If they could do that in map 2, that 8 scoreline will go down to 0 and DA won't have a damn thought about a series because Valkyrie just showed exactly why they're a top tier team.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's actually just unreal. Like Devin, I mean, look at him at the top of the scoreboard, 25 and 12. What are you doing? Like, are you Hiko? Are you Zekin? Like, it doesn't make any sense. You're not supposed to frag that hard on a Sova. You're supposed to be the one supporting the rest of your team, enabling everyone. I mean, that's why they're called the initiator. They make room with their util for their opponent or for their teammates to take side. Like Cappy and Spite, fine. The 22 and 19 respectively. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to take space. You're supposed to take the engages and be able to win out those advantageous gunfights because you have the utility to do so. And beautiful on them. They're doing that. We saw multiple times Cappy taking initiative, and even like he can do everything. He can tap the spike and get the kill at the same time, like literally within like half a millisecond. And great. But when you have a player like Devin stepping up on that initiator role, I mean, you can look at this entire scoreboard. You can see initiator diff. Like, yeah, Pirate's a sub right now. But that's a very big gap in between both the initiators on both teams. From 25 and 12 to 9 and 18. Don't want to like count this loss on Pirate like by himself. Everyone was making like tiny little errors, like you mentioned, here and there. And that all absolutely adds up, especially when Valkyrie made it on their attack side. And it's just like, wow, I don't really know what to say past the fact that Valkyrie just ended up waking up. I don't want to toot my color for him that hard right now, but I mentioned 8 rounds warm up, right? 1-7 was the scoreline that Divine Ascension had at one point. They were up 6 rounds. After that, just a Valkyrie show. I think what was it, 3 in a row after that, and then Divine Ascension managed to stop the bleeding. And like, okay, maybe there's a chance. It's still a close game. After that, I mean, nothing. They ran out, like you mentioned. They ran out of gas, and honestly, I don't know. I don't know if it was them having gas in the first place or maybe Valkyrie needing to refuel. But for the time being, it looks like Valkyrie have turned on the nitrous, and we're gonna have to see what's gonna end up happening in the next map.
Yeah, things get very interesting now because if Valkyrie continue performing this way, the series is probably just a 2-0. And I know there's a lot of people, I mean, talking about it quite literally right now that don't believe this series should have gone this way, at least so far, but only time will tell. We'll be right back here with Excellency's Valorant series. We'll be back in just a couple moments as we get ready for game 2. Falcon and I will be waiting on the other side after a short break. Don't go anywhere.